Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday Westside Wellbeing with myself, Jamie, from Coaches for Change. Today, we are going to be doing a 20-minute mobility and stability session. This is really going to be good to loosen off all the joints, get some activation into the ligaments and tendons, get a little bit of muscle activation in there as well. So, on that note, we are going to get started. So we're just going to start feet shoulder width apart, hip width apart, and we're just going to start to mobilize the spine. So what we want to do is drop the chin down to the chest and start to roll the spine down nice and steadily, just coming down vertebrae by vertebrae, and just slowly allowing the arms to fall in front of the legs. Once you've found that range, give the arms a little swing from side to side, just to loosen up those shoulders and elbows. And from there, start to give the torso a little shake from side to side. So really moving through the hips. So as the arms go one way, shake and rock the hips the opposite way. Again, just to get a little bit of mobilizing sensation through those hips as well. And we're just going to go for 3, for 2, and for 1. Nice, come nice and central. And from there, carefully start to roll and stack the spine up vertebrae by vertebrae, starting to squeeze into the glutes slightly as you come up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders back and down, and then roll them back up and down through the front. Nice, we're just going to roll the shoulders back once more, really open up that chest, lift onto the tiptoes if you can. Take a nice big inhale, lift the arms up and overhead, and then exhale and come back down, swing the arms. Lovely style. So from here, what I want to do is we're going to open up that stance just outside shoulder width apart. And again, we're just going to go into a little bit of breathing and lengthening and mobilizing through the spine and the shoulders. So hands down in front of the hips. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Nice. So we're going to inhale and lift. Exhale and down. We're going to go one more here. Inhale and lift. Exhale and back down. Lovely stuff. So what I'm going to do from here, we're going to open up our stance a little bit wider. So you're going to turn the heels out, turn the toes out, turn the heels out again if you can, turn the toes out again if you can, and we're just going to hold this position. Now we're going to go into that breathing again with the arms. So we're going to inhale and lift. Really pull that belly button in and lift it up towards your diaphragm. Exhale and down. Inhale and lift. Exhale and down. Nice. So we're going to start working into the obliques and open up the rib cage here. So we're going to inhale and lift again. At this time, exhale and lean to the left hand side. Bring it all the way back into the center. Arms come down. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lean to the right hand side. You might find that you have more range of movement into one side than the other, and that's a perfect example of where that mobility is and where we can build in it. I can definitely get deeper into the left than the right. We're going to go one more on each side. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lean to the left. Come back centrally. Arms come down. Inhale, lift. Exhale and lean to the right. And central them back down. So if you're finding you have more range of movement from one side to the other, that's actually coming from the outside of your hips into the outside of those hips and those obliques into those hip muscles. And into that glute medius and minimus and the piriformis that runs through that channel. So from here, we're going to keep the stance nice and wide. Arms are going to stay nice and low down by the side this time, and we're just going to start working into those obliques again. At all times we're opening up through the hips here, getting a bit of a stretch into the adductors on the inside of the thighs, the hamstrings. So hands are going to stay nice and central, and we're just going to start to lean down to the left hand side, sliding the leg down the leg, elevate back up and slide to the right hand side. Yeah, it might sound a little bit unusual, but think about really taking your rib cage, base of your rib cage down to the top of the hips, so you can really squeeze into the obliques on one side as we lengthen through the obliques on the other. And as you work from one side to the other, that's going to give you a bit of a deeper stretch into those adductor muscles. All this stuff, and we're just going to come central from here. Alright, so from here we're going to hold this stance again, and what I want you to do is imagine like your torso is sandwiched between two planes of glass. All the movement's now going to come through your hips. So place the arms straight down in front of the hip line. Start to push your hips and your glutes backwards, keeping the torso nice and straight. And just find that range. Once you're there, take a little pause. Take a little moment for those hamstrings to stretch out along with the adductors. Take a nice few big inhales and exhales. And when you feel set and ready to, on an exhale, keep that torso nice and sandwiched between those planes of glass and take it down further. Bring the fingertips to the floor if you can. Pull the belly button back towards that spine to engage those transverse abdominals. And from here, now you might find by still keeping that torso nice and flat, if you need to round into the spine a little bit, no problem at all. See if you can bring the hands down onto the floor. You could turn the heels out, turn the toes out, bring yourself lower into that lateral split stretch stance. And that's really going to help you level out that spine. And we're just going to hold here. And again, this is just going to work into those wrist joints, putting activation into the forearms, the shoulders, the triceps. Hips are nice and open, so we're working that hip mobility and flexibility across that lateral plane of movement. And we're just going to start to work our way back in, so turn the toes in, turn the heels in, elevate back onto the fingertips, turn the toes in, turn the heels in, and then start to slowly just find that balance. And then we're going to roll back up vertebrae by vertebrae, so push the hips forward slightly, squeeze those glutes and roll at one vertebrae at a time. And roll the shoulders around, turn the toes in, toes in, until you can feel nice and central. Lovely stuff. So we're just going to start working a little bit of balance here. So we're going to stretch into the quads at the same time. So what I want you to do is try and find that balance. If you need to use a wall or a chair or a person, feel free to do so. But let's see if we can just utilize our own body balance. So we're going to take the left arm straight out to the side. Carefully lift the right foot up and take it into that right hand. And then just pull that heel into that glute. And try and keep the hips nice and aligned. Really see if you can lock and engage into that left quad to create that stability. You could squeeze into that left glute as well to really lock everything in down that left hand side. And then we're just going to squeeze the heel deeper into that glute, stretching through the quad muscle and deeper into the hip flexor muscle that runs through the front of the hip. If you want to challenge yourself, you could bring that left hand and arm straight down by the side. So all that stability and balance is going through that left leg, and we're just going to hold for 3, 2, and 1. And release. Lovely. So nice. So we're going to switch it to the side. We'll take the right arm out to the side to find that balance. Lift the left foot, take hold of that left foot with the left hand. And again, just take a little moment trying to keep nice and relaxed through the hips. And from there, if you wish, try to engage and lock into that right quad. Squeeze and lock into that right glute. And squeeze the heel deeper into that glute on the left-hand side. Nice, and again, if you want to challenge and develop that balance that little bit more, slowly bring the hand down to your right hand side, pull the shoulders back, really elevate that chest, and we stretch that quad and hip flexor while working that balance and stability through that standing right leg for 3, 2, and 1. Lovely stuff. We'll release the leg. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. Take a little bit of water on board as well if you wish to. Because from here, I'm going to work into your mobility and stability from a slightly different point. So we're going to bring it down onto the knees on the mat, or onto the floor. And we're going to be working from all fours here. So you're going to take the hands out in front of you. Push the hips forward so they're over the top of the knees. And all I want you to do is we're just going to hold this position for a moment. Pull your belly button in. Think about lifting and zipping up towards your diaphragm. And I just want you to lift your right arm straight out in front of you. And again, don't worry if this feels a little bit too much. You could just push the right arm out in front of you and still keep it on that floor, because it's going to create a little bit of imbalance. So that core stability is going to activate. Or if you wish to, you could come down onto that left forearm, extend the right arm out in front of you there, so you've got that little bit more balance. From here though, if you can hold that arm out, what I then want you to do is extend that left leg straight back behind you. So we've got 2 points of contact now, but they're on the diagonal. Try and keep the hips nice and level. And all we're going to do, we're going to add a little bit of movement here. So you're going to start to pull that right elbow into the center line of your body as you pull the left knee into that center line of the body, and then extend it back out. I'm going to quickly elevate up onto my hand again, just so you can see it from this point of view. So we just start to work a core contraction in there as well, as we work that mobility and stability through the hips and that balance across that diagonal. We're just going to go for 5. Nice strong work, everyone. You should feel this into your core. For 4, 3, 4, 2, and 4, 1. Lovely stuff. Take a little moment. Bring it onto the knees just so we can release those hips. Give it a little shimmy in side to side through that torso, because we've got one more movement on that side. We're actually going to take it into 2 more movements. So from here, reset yourself in all fours again. We're going to extend that left leg straight back behind us, and we can stay on all 3s here if you wish to. If you want to challenge yourself, you could extend that right arm back out in front of you. I'm just going to bring both hands down, and from here we're just going to start going into a glute lift and pulse. So lift up into that left glute, lower the leg down, lift it up, lower it back down. You can always tap the toes on the floor if you wish to. I'll extend that arm out in front of me just so you can see what this looks like, but again, that might put a little bit too much pressure through the hips for you. So if you wish, bring it to all 3s. We're just going to go for 3, for 2, and for 1. Nice. Bring it back onto the knees for a moment. Extend it back out, and we're just going to go into a hamstring curl from there. So extend that left leg straight back behind you, arms in contact with the floor, and we just curl that heel in towards that glute. Extend it out, so all that movement's coming through that left knee. Again, if you want that extra challenge, you could take that arm straight out in front of you. We're going to go for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Lovely stuff, everyone. Nice. Take a little moment, sit back onto the heels or stand up if you need to, because we're going to balance it all out and do the same on the other side. So this time, again, we take it back out into that all fours position. And what I want you to do is we're going to lift and extend that left arm straight out in front of us. Again, if that feels too much, you can take that arm further out in front of you, and still it's going to work that stability and balance a little bit through the core, because you can see there's that little bit more movement and range that can happen from here. From there, well, I'm going to extend my arm back out. We're going to extend that right leg straight back behind us, and again, see if you can hold that position. Pull the belly button in, lift up towards the diaphragm if you need to bring both hands down. If you need to step one hand forward slightly, again, 3 options for you there. And again, if you want to float that arm out in front of you, if you can, don't worry if not, just do this as a knee. Pull the left elbow in, right knee in, and then extend it back out. Left elbow in, right knee in, extend it back out. And we're just going to go for 5, for 4, 4, 3, 4, 2, and 4, 1. Lovely, still around nice. Bring the pressure off the arms and the elbows and the shoulders for a minute. Come onto the knees, or stand up if you need to. From here, we're going to go back into that same position. So we come down onto all fours to start with, hips over the knees, set yourself. Again, if you wish to, extend that left arm straight out in front of you. Extend that right leg straight back behind you, and we start working the glute lift. So lower the leg down, lift and squeeze into that right glute. Lower the leg down, lift and squeeze up. Again, you could bring both hands onto the floor if you wish to. You can work on that slight diagonal as well, and lifting and squeezing into that glute. 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 2, and 4, 1. Lovely, so nice. Take a little pause, a little moment onto the knees, and we've just got that floating hamstring curl to go within this sequence. So again, carefully work yourself back into that all fours position. If you wish to, extend that left arm straight out in front of you, or bring it in front of you on that diagonal, but palms still on the floor. Extend the right leg straight back behind you. Squeeze up into that glute, point those toes and start working that floating hamstring curl. Just bringing that heel in towards the glute, moving through the knee. 4, 5, 4, 4, 3, 4, 2, and 4, 1. Lovely stuff, everyone. Nice. So we're actually just going to sit back into a child's pose for a moment here. So if you can tuck the feet under, sit back onto the heels, or as close to back on the heels as you can. Carefully walk the hands out in front of you. Relax the head. I'm going to lift mine, keep mine slightly lifted because the microphone's here. And this is really going to help lengthen that spine. Utilize your breathing here. Nice big inhales, nice big exhales. And on an exhale, maybe you could creep the fingers that little bit further forward. Really lengthening that spine and working that shoulder mobility in that natural rotation position. And we're just going to hold for 3, 2, and 1. So from here, we're going to do a little bit of hip mobility. So you're going to lift the hips up, push the hips forwards, allow them to come all the way through, squeeze the glutes, stop there though, creating that diagonal line from shoulders down to knees, and then rock back into the heels, rock it forward, push the hips forward, squeeze the glutes, and then backwards. Try not to drive the hips forward too far, so I don't need to put any curvature in the spine as I'm doing here. Keep that nice straight line from shoulders down to knees, and we're just going to go 4, 3, squeeze in the glutes though every time you come into that planked kneeling position. 4, 2, and 4, 1. Lovely stuff, everyone. Nice. Carefully bring yourself back up onto the feet. We're going to finish on the feet today. Take a bit of water on board as well if you wish to. I'm going to work your balance and stability here by utilising your tiptoes. Anytime we bring anything onto the tiptoes, it's always going to challenge that central balance and stability and mobility with the movements we're going to go into. And today is all about mobility and stability. So this next movement, a little sequence, is a perfect working example of that. So we're going to carefully elevate onto the tiptoes. And from there, I just want you to hold that position if you can, keeping the calves nice and engaged. We're going to take the arms straight out in front of us because they're going to help with this counterbalance as we start to work our way down. So we're going to come down into the base of a tiptoe squat. So what you do is start to bend into the knees, sink the hips down, staying on those tiptoes, lower it down as low as you can. And then from here, we elevate back up. And as you come up to the top, try and stay on those tiptoes. If you need to drop the heels and come back up, no problem at all. We're going to lower it back down, nice and steady, nice and controlled, and then elevate up. Lovely stuff, everyone. Nice. We're going to go 3 more of these. We lower it down as low as we can, and lift it up. Good. So we're really working our hip flexors, our quads, our glutes, calves are engaged at all time, working that balance, stability and mobility through the hips, the ankles and the knees. Lovely stuff. We're going to come back down one last time. And on this, to finish, we're going to finish with a little bit of pulse, put a little bit of blood into those quads. And I'm going to test your balance and your stability here through your core and your legs. So you're going to come back up halfway. And from here, we're going to pulse right in the bottom half of that squat rep range, keeping the emphasis in quads, glutes, calves, utilizing that mobility through the knees, stability through the feet and the ankles for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you can, stand all the way up, stand the tiptoes. Bring the arms out nice and wide, lower the heels down, fold it forward, stretch into those hamstrings. Carefully elevate back up. Give the torso a little swing from side to side. From there, give the one leg a little bit of a shake from side to side. Other leg a little bit of a shake from side to side. And you are all done. Good work, everyone. There is our mobility and stability 20-minute sessions done. Flew by today for our Wednesday Westside Wellbeing. I am Jamie from Coaches for Change. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you.